My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug. Hello everyone and welcome to In My Mug episode 427, I think it is. It'll do, won't it? Close enough. Welcome, thank you for joining me as always. Have I got any news? Yeah, news. I'm off to Central America tomorrow. I'm already there when you're watching this because I recorded this last week. I am off to El Salvador, I am off to Guatemala, then I'm off to Nicaragua, which is where this week's coffee is from, and then I'm off to Costa Rica to finish up. Expect lots of photos, lots of tweets, all of that stuff. Follow me on the usual channels. Best place is Twitter @hasbeen or Instagram @hasbeen, and keep abreast of everything that I'm up to on my trip. Big news yesterday. I'm obviously recording this in the past, so a couple of days ago. We have a new decaf. I know you guys like a bit like that with decaf because you're normally my coffee geeky friends, but this decaf is a bit special. One of my favourite all-time coffees, Brazil Fazenda Cachoeira, is we've sent some off to be decafed for the first time ever. It's the current crop. It's fresh off a tree just a couple of months ago, and now it's decafed. It's really good if you are caffeine intolerant or somebody in your life is not got a good reaction to caffeine. This is for your caffeine intolerant buddies, and you should definitely give it a whirl. Go take a look on the website. Very unlikely to be in my mug. Can't ever imagine I'd be brave enough to send you all decaf, but it's there if you want. Anyway, we should get on to this week's coffee. This week's coffee is from Nicaragua. From a farm near to the town of Jinotega in Nicaragua, and it is a pulp natural. We know what pulp natural means by now, don't we? If not, go look at our brew videos. Guys, put a link on the screen somewhere around for that, for all the brew guides. Pulp natural, and it's a Longberry varietal. Now, the Longberry varietal is quite unusual. Longberry is something that you tend to find in Ethiopia. The story of this seed coming to be in Nicaragua is quite an interesting one. I'm sorry if you've heard it before. I have dragged it up a few times. But Dr. Maresh, whose family together, like so sons and daughters and all that, but Dr. Maresh, head of the family, he's very well known in Nicaragua. He's a very liked guy. I've seen it firsthand just how liked he is when he's travelling around. He's a very popular chappie. And he was driving along one day and this guy waved him down and he said, I was working at the Coffee Research Centre and they've closed it and they haven't paid me, so I've just got some stuff to sell. Can you help? And Dr. Maresh always helps if he can, so he's got some hand tools and he buys a couple of hand tools from him. And he's got this bag of seeds that's just marked up Java. So he takes them back, plants them, gets the seeds from them, plants some more, plants a big heap of this coffee, and turns out that it's this fairly unique and unusual Ethiopian varietal. Tends to give you a very unique cup. And I'm getting a very unique cup in this. I hate these descriptors. I hate myself for saying them because I sound so pretentious, but it really has a white tea-like quality to it, and it has this beautiful peach running through it as well. It's really refreshing. As a filter, it's fantastic. The other thing you notice big time is the mouthfeel. It's almost like a caramelly, butterscotchy kind of gloopiness. But the main thing with this one is this white tea, and I'm a massive fan of white tea. I really do get this refreshing, beautiful tea-like quality coming through it. It's really, really good. Anyway, we should go and do this week's map bit so we can learn a little bit more about where this farm is. So here we are with the map bit. The map bit being recorded in Newark Airport, not in Stafford as the map may tell you there. As I'm on my way to Central America, just as we are in the map bit. So let's zoom down to the place we're interested in, which is Nicaragua. So here we go, and Nicaragua, there are no street names in Nicaragua. Instead, a person's address is given by whatever major landmarks they live by. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's a fun little fact. But we're going down to Ginotega here, and you can see the Ginotega just in the background there. Here we have some pictures of the farm, beautiful, where there's lots of flowers planted. Great picture there of the trucks being loaded with all of the coffee, and a fantastic view of the lake there as you look down, and even better one of the lake there. It's an absolutely beautiful location. It really is super pretty. San Jose is very, very pretty farm. So let's just whiz around here to the mountain. We can see the highest point of Nicaragua is 2,400 metres above sea level, the lowest point being the Pacific Ocean. But yep, there we go. That was this week's map bit. So that map bit, you can see where you overlook the lake. It's beautiful. It's really pretty. Very, very cool place. Very smart. They acquired this farm in 2003. It was abandoned. They took it on. They cleared it up. They kind of replanted a whole heap of plant stock. This is very, very new plant stock. That's very typical of the Moresh farms. And they're constantly turning over the coffee. Nothing gets old. No trees become underproductive. They're constantly making sure that it's all looked after. Things they do on the farm is just amazing. You know, they're one of the few. The way you get workers in Nicaragua is quite complicated. So picking time, there's lots more work than there are workers. So you're really fighting for the best workers. And one way of doing that is paying. Paying more will get you lots of people. But it's not the only thing. It's one of the many things. It's like we all have this when we go to work. We think about what would we like? What do we want from this job? And sometimes you'll take a job that pays you a little less, that you will get something extra from that is good for you. Now, coffee picking, I don't think you ever get any fulfillment from it. You pick one tree, you pick another tree. And the Moreshis are quite strict on what they want picking. So actually it's a harder job to pick there than it is on a farm that doesn't care so much. But the way they got round this was, one, financially. You know, people want to work for more money. But the second was to have good food. So at lunchtime, they come with these little tins of food, feeding the thousands. All of the pickers get fed at lunchtime. They don't have to bring anything themselves. And the size of the tortilla is a massive, massive thing. Big tortilla means that, you're going to feel full up and happy. And they have some massive tortillas going on. It is a super duper place. They have other things, they have healthcare. They have a creche stroke nursery. And if you follow my Instagrams, hopefully I'm going to get some pictures of that in the next week or so. But an unusual place run by very, very fine people who I am very proud to call good friends. They do a really, really good job. Erwin, he's been on here a few times. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch some of the other episodes with Erwin in. But Erwin is an absolute legend. His sister Eliane is the most loveliest person you could ever meet, but manages that mill with an iron fist. She really is a strong arm in there, and doing a job that they expect men to do. It's still it can be a very sexist society, but she is respected because she just rolls her sleeves up and gets on with it, and just does a really good job. She's one of my coffee heroes for what she does at that mill. I don't know anybody that does the things that she does there. And then there's Dr. Moresh, who is still overseeing, still very much involved in the farm. We should go and do the fact file and learn a little bit more about Nicaragua. So welcome to this week's fact file, which is coming from Newark Airport in New York, because I'm travelling to Central America, which is funnily enough where we're looking at this week, and that is Nicaragua. So let's get down to the details. There are 108,000 hectares devoted to coffee in Nicaragua, which it's a big proportion of it. It's the 12th biggest producer for a small country. It's a very, very big part of their income. Total coffee production is around about 2.175 million bags, which is around about 130,000 metric tons. Common varietals, you find a lot of Typica, Bourbon, Caturra, Pacas, and then all sorts of things that have been transplanted there. Total employed is around about 330,000 in the country, so that's a lot of people. And we're working with 5 farms there, all from the Maresh family, and as this one is, which is San Jose. So should we look at those details for San Jose? It's a growing area of 66 manzanas. It harvests between December and March, an altitude of 1200 to 1400 metres above sea level. The community is Lipulo in the town of Jinatega, and that was the fact file. And no announcement on the tannoy. Hope that was an interesting fact file. I'm diving straight into the espresso. The prettiest drinks today. Chris has done such a good job with this. So the espresso is something different. The tea is there. It's a little bit more subdued. The peach is kind of there, but it's a little bit more subdued. This is more about mouthfeel. This is really thick and like super viscous. And the descriptor that I've used with this coffee a few times is cocoa butter. It's that real kind of like thick and chocolatey and like tangy, but like really good. It's a fantastic espresso. In fact, I'm even going to finish the espresso. I've still got another one of these to record as well. I almost don't want to drink this. The art is too pretty. But I still haven't mastered drinking cappuccino with a beard. I think I need to get rid of the beard. But this is just like, forget tea, forget peach. This just becomes like buttery and sweet and chocolatey and just really, really drinkable. This is a fantastic cappuccino. I like this very, very much. We should go and see what Daft Fat Roland has for us this week. Nicaragua is the second poorest country in the Northern Hemisphere after Haiti. He's right, it really is. Nicaragua is, a lot of the people kind of migrate around Central America during harvest times, picking, because, you know, just to bring some money back into the country. You know, as short ago as the 90s, there was a civil war there was fighting. Now it's one of the safest countries in Central America. Much more peaceful than it used to be. Okay, we should wrap up. Things to talk about next week. Got a really interesting Rwandan for you. A long time since we had a Rwandan on here. A new one for us too, so that's exciting. So do join us for that. And do remember, life is definitely too short for bad coffee.